welcome to the Untold on a very interesting episode, I want to say.
Specific as well.
Specific. It's how's the weather with you today?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Too hot.
Too hot.
Yeah, it's a bit unbearably hot.
And inside the studio?
Extremely cold. Look at me hugging myself right now. No, I think
We're going to have
yeah.
a meteorologist join us in a
Yeah.
bit. We're going to talk about global warming, climate change, him being an anchor on KTV too, and one as
I'm
well.
experienced.
He's a colleague,
Absolutely.
very experienced. Just a lot of things to talk about, really, about the weather, and the summer's coming. So, well, we are in the middle of
Yes,
summer
it
right
kind
now.
of is here.
Yeah,
Yeah. But it does rain in summer apparently nowadays.
Apparently, it rains in the
So let's
summers.
ask about that.
It's like we're in Europe all of a sudden.
Who knows?
Who knows?
All right.
He'll join us right after this. We're back on the Untold, being joined by our very dear colleague here at KTV, Fahad Al-Otaibi. Welcome on the show.
Thanks for having me today, dear Ahmad and dear Hussein.
It's a pleasure to
course,
meet
it's
you.
a pleasure.
to meet you.
So we want to start. We know you're a meteorologist. You do our news here. It's all about weather, right?
Yeah.
You're not news. You're weather news, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
a forecaster.
Forecasts and all that. So how did you get into this job? Because a lot of people wonder, what is this interest people have to be an anchorman and talk about
Yeah.
the weather and the forecast every day? So how did that start for you?
Yeah, actually, it's a long story, but I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter. You know,
Okay.
my father was in Air Force, and he studied diploma in atmospheric science. That's what
Atmospheric
he
science.
worked. Kuwait Meteorological Department belonged to the Air Force, so he just encouraged me to study there in the United States.
Oh, wow, and you focused your degree. What was your degree in?
Atmospheric science.
Oh, so you also followed the same.
So you followed the footsteps of your
it's like
father.
the same legacy.
Yeah,
Continuing the
it
legacy.
was challenging, It's not that easy because nobody gonna study this major.
Right,
Everybody
right.
looking to be engineering or
Especially
business.
Being
Kuwait,
doctors.
especially.
Yeah.
And then you went in this, and then so when you graduated and you came back to Kuwait, right? Because there's so many. I mean, are there a lot of opportunities for your field besides what you do now?
Just one choice.
What is it?
Kuwait Meteorological Department.
Okay.
Yeah. Beside that, I applied here in Kuwait
Okay.
Ministry of Information to present the weather here in Kuwait TV.
Right.
Hello, and what was that? I mean, out of curiosity, like, did you pursue the department in Kuwait, or did you focus so much? Or did you focus only on the ministry here?
Actually, everything, both of them, we need communication. I need the weather, I need the
Right.
updates over there from Kuwait Meteorological Department. Even if I'm, specialized in atmospheric
Yes.
science.
You
but
need information, the source, and that is the
yeah,
department.
sometimes we need the station for the current weather. That's something you cannot forecast. It's just, what's going on right now.
Right.
We need to know from the station in Kuwait.
Absolutely.
Also, what's if we have severe weather updates, we call our other meteorologists there to see what's going on.
Okay, so there's like a central communication, central
Center,
communication center essentially
right.
that communicates with you here and tells you all the updates, and then you just say to the people.
Yeah, we have actually application for it called Kuwait Met for any update.
Oh, wow.
We have 2 times weather forecasting at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. So we check what's going on for the next 5 days. We check our station, like it's gonna be, it's for the visibility. This is kind of station that contain like humidity, visibility, speed of wind.
Okay.
So your job isn't just announcing the weather. You analyze the weather as well.
Yeah.
Right? You give your input on what is happening based on your understanding of the situation and your studies and your background.
Yeah, sometimes we got, like emergency
Right.
news, like at 5 p.m., you should come and tell the people what's going on.
Right.
Dusty weather
It
or
is a very important role, I
thunderstorm.
believe.
So who can do it, or actually who has the
Knowledge to do it.
knowledge and the degree also.
So just before, You said you pursued the degree that your dad pursued. Was there any family pressure to make you follow in the footsteps, or you truly chose this for yourself?
Honestly, when at my first year there, he called me one time. He
Okay.
said, you know, why don't you change to be
Your
an
major.
engineering? I told him, you know,
like-
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
this kind of, you know, major.
Yeah.
Unless,
Okay.
you know, it was very hard.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
That must have been very
I can-
challenging.
yeah, atmospheric
But what? So
sciences.
the question I wanted to ask you: what about it? What about did you find very interesting? What's the most interesting part about you about the field, or what you studied at least?
You know, it's a nice field. I like it. You know, I liked it when I was studying. You know, we went to our TV there
Yeah.
in Utah State.
Utah State.
It's called, I think,
The local channel for
Yeah,
them?
local channel,
Nice.
KSL. Too, you know, they took us to the Utah Department Meteorology there
Okay.
also. So that makes me,
It must have been a great experience.
yeah, that makes me to love this job.
Right, right, right.
Okay, moving on. So you moved all the way to Kuwait. Now you work in this very specific field. What's your again? I'm one of them because when you started the episode, you said you said that a lot of people are curious and then why this specific job.
Right.
What's your day like when you do the news forecasting or on the news essentially when you're on the news?
You know, we check our weather, what's going on.
Okay.
From Kuwait Met or met.gov.
Exactly.
You know, let's you know, watch what's going on or check what's going on in this site and tell the people what's going on for the TV.
When it comes to the weather itself, like, what's the science behind it? Like, if there's different weathers, essentially, do you get to know the science behind it, or when you say, do you just tell people the simple answer, or do you dig deeper usually into why the weather is like that, why there's dust, or why
We
there's
have two main things, physics and mathematics. This is the important thing in atmospheric science. And
Wow.
you need our division of this to be as a meteorologist.
So you had your bachelor's in Utah.
Yep.
Did you seek higher degrees after that, or was
Like they called me to continue, but
that, oh,
you know,
they called you to
yeah, the
continue?
ministry there,
Okay.
like Kuwait culture, they called me if you want to continue to
Right.
be to study that and you know
And
master, and I said no.
why
that's
not?
enough.
That's a golden opportunity.
Uh,
Another scholarship.
Maybe it's good, yeah, but I
You
just
didn't feel
stopped.
like it.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done. Do you regret making that decision now?
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Maybe yes, maybe
W-
no.
What's in terms of weather itself? Do you feel there's a certain weather that's very very difficult to predict, like weather that's just not
Yeah,
stable?
we have seasons that hard to predict. Like what's going on right now, it's very hard.
That's what I wanted
So
to touch
what do you
on.
mean happening right now?
We have thunderstorm, we have
Okay, fair.
strong wind. You
Yeah.
know, chances for rain. Have
Yeah.
been
How did we
extended
have in
June.
May in Kuwait rain in May? What is happening with the world?
You know, this is it's all about the system, what's going on the earth. You know.
Okay.
When we have low pressure system and all the factors over there, so we're gonna have like 70% chances of rain.
Rain.
Yeah.
And this past winter season, I believe, was the longest winter season Kuwait has experienced in a long time. Do you agree?
Actually, you know, the winter season it was like a little bit shorter than what we
Shorter. But I meant the
expected.
weather stayed cool for so long.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
That's totally right.
From
yeah.
September to October to literally just like end of April.
That's
almost.
totally right. Yeah, we
So
are.
what contributed to those weather conditions? Though we're not complaining, we love the weather that,
No, no,
that
it
way.
was
Yeah,
beautiful.
That was
It was-
amazing.
yeah, it was beautiful.
What contributed to that?
Climate change.
Climate change.
And what causes
It's
that?
a big word. It's a big word.
A global warming debate.
let's. What is climate change?
Climate change. That mean you know, the season it's becoming late, and the changing of the system, like either low or high pressure system, affecting any area around the world. So
Okay.
what does that mean? Like we got affected in the low Indian system that affect Kuwait in summer. That makes our weather very hot. So that one, it's not affecting Kuwait that much this time. You know, it's always begun like beginning of May, and that's why we feel like temperature are still average, especially at late night and
Right.
early morning. But you know, it's beginning of June, and we are expecting increasing in temperature.
So we might have one of the hottest summers to ever experience almost.
Not, yeah, we're gonna have that.
We're gonna have that
around
every
the
year.
world.
It's like a challenge.
Yeah, we are in the top five.
Top, yeah, we're
around
like the
world.
hottest spot on the planet
It's
almost.
a bit
Yeah.
too hot, to
It
be
is.
honest.
It
That
is.
is
Like
a bit-
right now, it's 100 degrees outside. That's like what 50 Celsius or something.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we are
like-
is it no way.
What is 100 degrees to Celsius? You would know that.
32.
32?
Fahrenheit,
I
it's-
was
no,
way-
no, no.
No, no, no.
Fa-
100 Fahrenheit.
To I need
Celsius.
to calculate.
You
it,
need a
but
calculator.
32, 32 below, you know, equal 0.
32 below equals 0. Well, yeah.
No, no, no.
No.
Equal 0.
Okay.
32 degrees.
32
equal
degrees or
0.
equals 0.
32 Fahrenheit equals.
Yeah, fair, fair. Go,
Yeah,
go on.
Celsius.
Yeah,
Let's not do the math.
Let's
for
not
now.
do the math.
Okay, so is it why? Is there a reason why Kuwait is this hot? Is it just because of its location on the map? It's like the equator, or is it, or is there?
Is there something man-made that's causing the heat?
For example, in Dubai, you
Sure.
know how they do in
Sure.
the UAE that they have cloud seeding, like where they make it rain essentially. like they would.
Yeah, those
Yeah, have you never
kind
heard of that?
It will not last longer.
Okay.
You know, just period of time, and it will just everything.
Well, you said
Yeah.
yes to my question. Could you elaborate? In Kuwait, is there any man-made reasons that cause the heat to get extreme?
It's not only in Kuwait, all over
Worldwide.
the world.
Which is
Yeah.
what? What is contributing to the heat?
Like cars,
The cars.
gases,
Gases.
Greenhouse
houses,
gases, yeah, yeah, yeah.
This reflect a lot of gases here on the earth. So that's why we get rising in temperature. We get more, the aerosols
Right.
around, the
Now,
world.
by eliminating the emissions from cars and driving electric cars, would that contribute to improving the weather conditions in
This-
any shape or form?
This is good, solution, but it will not work in Kuwait because we're gonna have very hot weather and all the batteries.
The
It will not,
batteries.
it will not.
Okay, I didn't actually know that.
Yeah,
one,
the batteries heat up, but these electric brands do exist in the Middle East. They exist in UAE.
Yeah.
The top selling electric brand is in the Middle East. They have their UAE conditioned cars. That means they can withstand the heat of the summers in our region. And my brother has an electric car and it's working fine. But like you said, it might not grow in popularity in Kuwait, regardless.
Yeah, like a few people they have it right
Yeah.
now, but if
It's
we're gonna
not.
have a lot of people, we're gonna have
An issue
issue and face a lot of issue, like
Okay.
fire.
like fire and explosions.
Oh, okay, fair. Because of
It
course
might heat
it's
up.
unbearably hot.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. We're gonna have to take a very quick break, and I think we're actually
Yeah, we're
gonna
getting
get
to heated topic.
literally a heated
Yeah.
topic. All right, we'll be right back.
We're back continuing this fruitful conversation and a bit serious about climate change,
Yeah,
weather changes, global warming. Like my experience with that was studying in California, especially in the summers, we would have these fires in a lot of areas surrounding me because of the heat. The forest would catch on fire.
Yeah.
So is this a big contributing factor from global warming, I would assume?
Yeah, that's the heating what's going on, in Europe and
Right.
United States, especially in California.
It's very
That's-
dry.
Yeah, that's because it's very dry, and they having like strong wind. Besides that, they are having low pressure system affecting California. That's why, California recorded the highest temperature around the world.
No way.
It was 59 degree,
Right.
and
Wow, I did actually know that.
I
Okay,
think it's
wow.
in Death Valley.
Death to
Yeah.
death.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair,
Death
fair.
Valley,
I've heard of
yeah.
that Death Valley, but not
Death Valley.
59. Okay,
That's where the Undertaker's supposedly from. Anyway,
fair.
the character. So what could we do as a society to diminish the future of global warming? Because it's
That's a
growing
huge,
out
huge
ahead.
question.
I know, but like
huge question.
there are a lot of things that we could do environmentally, I believe, to help our planet.
I think it starts with the small things, to be honest. I
Yeah.
think, global warming.
You know, planet. This is agriculture is the most important thing nowadays. We can do it to reduce either the fire, what's going on in California, or
Right.
even Kuwait, the higher temperature or the highest temperature
Yeah,
around
yeah.
the
Right.
world. We are recording like 49, 50 degree. Last year,
extreme.
we recorded 51 in Al-Jahra. We have recorded the third highest temperatures around the world in
Wow.
2017.
True.
Yeah,
True.
in July, I think it was in Matroba station.
Mm.
So this, that we when we compare it, like over the desert area,
Right.
we need the planet agriculture.
Agriculture.
So yeah,
Um,
cars, as you said,
Like
Yeah.
like going all electric could help, but
Yeah,
then the
that
heat
could help.
problem needs to be solved.
if the
heat
battery
problem, the
needs to be
batteries
solved because
needs to be solved. It might
the
blow
straight sun, it's above 50 degree. Trust
No,
me.
of course, of course, of course.
It could reach 60 and 65 degree.
And it's very dangerous for anyone. I mean, and not just for for us as humans as well. I
Yeah.
mean, I can only imagine what a 60 degrees can do to you when you're walking under the sun.
Yeah.
Thank God for air conditioning.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, imagine going, because I actually literally parked my car outside today in the sun, and it was burning.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
literally.
It's like an oven when you get into your car.
I couldn't get in. I really couldn't get in.
Is rolling down the windows a little bit helpful?
Yeah,
For the
that-
air to-
that's
That's helpful,
good
right?
idea.
That's a trick.
That's good idea to
To do
make
that.
the air goes around
Yeah.
the car. But actually, we record the temperature under the shadow. It's not under the direct.
Yeah.
Sunlight,
That's what they
you
do.
know?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we do as the structure for WMO.
So why do they do that? So, I mean, when you measure under the shadow and not under the sun, the direct sun, and that's what we see on the news, essentially, isn't it? We see the temperature under the
temperatures
shade.
of Under the shade.
Under the shade.
Yeah, this is news to me, but what is this?
So what's the
What is
main
the
reason?
idea?
Do
You know, we have measurement for the station. At,
Yeah.
about 2 point meter. This is the kind of the station we have in Kuwait, and the reason why we, measure it
Right.
under the shadow.
Yeah.
Because we need to see the air goes on,
Right.
goes in and goes, out. That's better. And for the sunlight, the direct sunlight, it's because we might have white table and we
Right.
might have black table. That's gonna record more
Right.
temperature.
Right.
So we need to be they call it, I think, the wooden station.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. This makes me think of the disparity between different devices that measure temperatures. Like on my phone says one thing, my car will say one thing,
Yeah.
and then the watchtower on the highway will say another. So the disparity is because of the devices measuring, or why is there a difference in the temperatures, the degrees?
I mean,
It's
yeah.
just a question I have.
Everybody's talking picture of the temperature in the
Right.
card. See,
Right.
it's gonna be like
Yeah.
or it's already 54.
Right.
54. That's not accurate.
That's not accurate.
Because it depends on the color of the car, the sensor that
Absolutely.
facing the strong
Okay, I
wind
didn't know
while
that.
they
So-
driving.
I guess the tower on the highway is the most accurate temperature for Kuwait. I
It's
guess.
not that.
It's not even
accurate.
that.
It's not station. Yeah, because we need it to be white wooden
okay.
station. That
That's why we gotta listen to you on TV and get the right temperature.
Yeah, that's right.
Fair enough, exactly. Shifting the conversation back to actual weather forecasting,
Yes.
what would you say are the most? Have you been in a situation where you're forecasting very challenging weather situations?
Yeah, one of the year I forecast it's gonna be, we're gonna have rain on July,
Wow.
and everybody's shocked. Says,
like-
he's lying.
He's lying.
He's not saying the truth. Even one of the, I think, presenter, one of the TV, he said, I believe it, and he's an expert, but I will not believe forecasting this.
Okay.
This time it's gonna rain. We're gonna have 50 degrees. It's gonna be very hot weather. So the day after that, we got rain. We got thunderstorm actually.
Wow.
In
Yeah.
July.
In
And
July.
I was questioning the rain in May.
That's actually crazy. though,
we
in
had
July.
it in July.
After that, the day after that one, he said like, I believe this guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
From this time, I'm gonna believe this guy.
Just picking off of that whole conversation, do we get it wrong sometimes? We say that it is raining tomorrow and it doesn't, or tomorrow is going to be cold, it's hot, or it's just an example I'm giving. Does it happen a lot that it's not what's predicted?
Yeah, prediction weather or
Predicting
to
weather.
predicting
Yeah.
weather, it's impossible to be accurate.
Right.
That will not
Right.
be predicted, and we will not have kind of
Right. We
like
can't
this.
see the future.
Yeah,
basically, right.
like we cannot. It's not accurate. If it is accurate,
It's like an estimate of
Estimation,
what
yeah,
might
estimate.
happen.
yeah, it might happen. We have until like 90% of chances.
Okay,
like
good. That
even
seems good.
rain, strong wind, high temperature, low temperature, below zero. Sometimes we recorded -4 over
Right.
the desert area one of the years. So
Wow.
if it is gonna be accurate weather, we will not have any meteorologists.
Is it true? Remember I think this winter where there were videos going viral how it was snowing in Kuwait. Did you see?
Oh,
Did you see
hail.
the videos?
It wasn't hail.
let's
Yeah,
say-
it's
What's that about?
it's kind of it's between hail and snow.
It's a hybrid.
But how does that happen in a desert essentially?
Actually, if all the factors meet up, we're gonna have hail. We're gonna have we call it like large hail.
Yeah.
That's
It's like ice blocks.
yeah. They think everybody the people think that it's snowing.
Yeah.
It's not snow.
It's not.
Because the snow it will not melt after
Right.
1 hour.
True.
So we need the
Just like ice cubes.
ice cube.
It's
yeah.
just raining ice
It's
cubes.
raining ice cubes, my friend.
If we talk about, obviously you studied this and now you're working on it, has it actually impacted your life, everyday life in any way? As someone, because now you know so much about that.
Are you always prepared for what's going to happen?
with umbrellas on a different day? And
Actually,
Because we always forget our umbrellas because we're in Kuwait. It's like, when am I going to use this thing?
like question I got from people, I need to be all the time prepared. That's
Oh.
what makes me keep going. I got every day like it's gonna be state of sea. It's gonna be good
Right.
to do any like fishing or tanning or
Yeah.
it's gonna be dust. It's the weekend right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So people asking what's going on tomorrow. We going to do tanning or something. So it's gonna be dusty weather. So I try to be prepared to
Yeah.
answer all the questions of the
so
people.
will it be dusty tomorrow then?
It's gonna be dusty and strong wind.
Tomorrow.
So cancel
Oh,
beach
wow,
then,
cancel.
cancel beach, cancel the beach.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Actually, there's
I want to segue into television.
Go ahead, yeah,
because
go ahead,
he's-
okay. Yeah, of course, let's do
So
that, yeah.
you studied atmospheric sciences. That doesn't mean you want to be a television host about or television anchor, news anchor about weather, right? They're not
Yeah, it's
directly.
not. It's
yeah.
not.
So what gave you the idea, or what made you decide to be a weather forecaster on television?
Actually, because it's rare major, so
It
nobody is doing
There's not a
it
lot of people doing it.
enough good. So
All right.
one of my colleague,
Suggested the idea
yeah,
to you?
suggested to me like we are, missing some few people there. There is
Yeah.
nobody doing it, so he encouraged me to do it.
How long have you been a television news anchor?
Almost 4 years.
4 years.
wow,
You must have
mashallah.
had funny stories along the way. If you want to share any, this is
Funny,
the time.
exciting, challenging.
Yeah.
I mean, any kind of story.
Yeah, I think
honestly.
he has a funny story.
It's it was about when I was student there.
Okay.
A student in Utah.
Utah
Okay.
State, University of Utah. It was about avalanche class, where you go climb the mountain. We used to go there to measure, the kind of the snow and what's going on. There is like a few difference of the snow, the
Yeah.
crystal. So at the end of the class, we need to, it's the challenge. We need two people to bear them under the snow when they got lost. You know, the people when they go
Yeah.
skiing or they got lost sometimes.
Yeah.
So they have a dog there, and when I went, you know, they choose one of the American guy, and one of them, all the students, they point on me
Why?
to bear me under the snow.
Oh, so someone has to be, someone has to go under the snow?
Yeah, so the dog
Okay.
find the lost people, you know.
Okay.
And I was scared, you know, I'm not gonna breathe or feeling good, you know, under the
So
snow.
they buried you,
Yeah, they did.
and your
So-
head was just showing. in the
No,
snow?
all over me.
Fully,
Yeah,
but
fully.
just for training the dog to find
know,
you
it's different when they bury you under the snow
and
or,
sand.
or the
Of course,
sand.
I
And
mean,
we
I've-
haven't experienced neither.
I've
You
never.
have enough humidity, you have enough air under
Right.
the snow. It's not like the sand.
It's not like
So I was scared and, you know, putting my head down and they all over.
So
buried
you
me.
were obviously wearing
Uh,
lots of clothing, layers.
yeah,
of
we
headgear
have the
maybe,
jacket. Yeah,
jackets and
also
stuff. Gloves.
We use the snowshoes to go
Snowshoes,
there.
yeah,
We
yeah.
climbed.
You were
know,
prepared.
so-
It was a safe. It was done safely, though.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
that's
course.
it.
Yeah.
So the dog was looking for the lost people, me
Uh-huh.
and my, you know, colleague over
Right.
there in the class.
Yeah.
So I was scared. Then I heard the dog is, you know, walking there. So I put my hand up to see, and he was licking me. I said,
Oh, it's better than biting. That's much better than biting, my friend.
you know, I don't like dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even. Okay, that's a whole different story.
Well, thank you so much, Fahad. Well, it's been such a pleasure. Appreciate the story. Appreciate all the experiences you've been through. I've never ever met anyone in the field you're
Yeah.
working in, honestly.
I think this is
so it's
the
a
beauty of
pleasure.
the show, getting
Yeah.
to meet these
Yeah, absolutely.
incredible people.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
So we just want to thank you for that.
Thank you for having me here
a
today,
pleasure.
and all the staff who is working
Of
behind
course,
the
of
scenes.
course.
I want to say thank you to all.
We always thank him. All right.
Thank you. Well, we'll be back for the wrap up right here on the Untold.
Time to wrap up this episode. Honestly, a lot to learn from.
So many
Fahad.
things, yeah.
Very interesting. Weather is definitely a much deeper topic than we think
Mm-hmm,
it is.
So many things are involved in determining what the weather forecast will
Absolutely.
be for the next day or
Absolutely.
two or week.
No, it's actually a very,
It's a
very
lot of
important-
analysis,
I think it's a very
involved.
important part of news.
It is. It is an essential part of news.
Of course.
It is there as much as the
Of
news
course,
is.
of course, of course.
And it's just great to hear from him about what we can do as a society
Yeah.
to improve.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
it takes everyone to do it, to fix this.
Of
So
course, of course.
It's
a
not just
collective
me and you trying to save the environment.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
should be a collective effort.
100%.
So I really hope you guys watching actually listen. And
Get your umbrellas. Who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow?
how is that helping?
Who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Fair.
we'll see you next time right here on The Untold for KTV2. Good night.